Hi, it's Christian, founder at carnotooth.com. We are the CCIE leaders, and today, I'm going to talk to you about three things, crucially important. First, how to do the labs. Second, I'm going to give you, if you have the patience to stay with me until the end of this video, I'm going to give you the instructions on how to build Sd-wan on EVE-NG. Third, I'm going to show you an example, practical, on subnetting, on how to do the work so that you'll get unstuck. So this is a massive opportunity for everybody. I decided to make a public video because I believe that everyone has the right to see why we are so different from the other, why with us people get really certified and they don't fool themselves like elsewhere. So first of all, let's start with how to do the work, because this is so important. When you arrive at the labs, is your moment. Is the moment where you have to take action, where you have to become a ninja, where you have to prove to yourself that you are serious with yourself and you really want to do the work. But I know that majority of people, not everyone, but majority of people have an issue there, because they start doubting themselves and they start feeling emotions. Especially, one common emotion is feeling stuck. So you feel like you want to do it, but you can't, and it's terrible. And I tell you because I know this very, very well. I know how I feel when I was young, but really young. I'm talking about when I was like 14 or 15, even before. And I had to do the work. I had to go to school, and I had to do things I didn't like. I don't want to say in the specific what these things. I couldn't even imagine to start. I knew that I had to make it, but I said to me, I was living in denial. I was saying, oh, I can't do it. Maybe later. I need some motivation, and I will find a way to do that. Basically, when I was young, I was a procrastinator. So if you are a procrastinator, is a bad thing, I can tell you. There's nothing good. One time I remember I have read a book. Well, I was really young, that's why. This book was about procrastination, and this guy was presenting procrastination in a very positive way. Don't get me wrong, this book maybe sold millions of copies. Congratulations, but trust me, procrastination is really bad. There's nothing good in procrastination. It's a really bad habit. And really, you want to get rid of this because it's terrible. And personally, I took it at another level. So if I think something now and I see that something has to be done, I do it straight away. Sometimes people see me and they say, oh, but this guy is a little bit too active. But you have to do like this. You really need to become really present, really focused, really active. And people, even if they judge you, like say, oh, you need to relax a little. Because, no, you can relax even though you eliminate procrastination. I want to say that when you eliminate procrastination, you'll relax much, much more. You sleep better, and I will see with you now the reasons. I know already what you're thinking. Don't start thinking these things, Christian. I will tell you always the same things. When you are here with me, you'll always hear the same path. Every time is the same stuff, because it's like this. So, but in any case, when you eliminate procrastination, you'll feel better. I can tell you, your day you'll feel in control. You drive your car and you feel in control. You decide, because you decided to eliminate your enemy. So still, making a decision to eliminate the enemy is not enough, because I see how easy is, at the end of the day, the technical part. If you have the right trainer, we have Arpit Pandit, 2 CCIEs, 1 routing and switching, 1 service provider, teaching 10 years, is my trainer, so he's the best. But, destroying this bad guy, procrastination, is much, much more difficult. And we believe that only the technical part is difficult, but not true. With Arpit, it's not difficult, and you know it already. Because, you see, if you are our student, means at this point, chances are that you completed already all the theory, you arrive at the labs, and you notice a difference. And I tell you, the difference between the labs and the theory is that the theory can be managed in a passive way. The lab are active, meaning you need to take action. This is the main difference. And you can object, because you can say to me that also when you are listening something, you are taking action. Like, for example, now you are listening to me, and you are taking action because you are listening to me, and it's partially true, but it's not entirely true. Because if now I tell you that you need to define a wake-up time and a sleeping time as a first thing to do, and you don't do that, well, chances are that nothing changes. And instead, I insist on this, because you see, in life, you have only two variables. And now I'll go into the deep part of this video. If you want to learn how to do the work, you need to understand how life works. And life works with two variables. There are only two. And they are time and energy. Time is fixed. Energy, you can decide and you can control the amount of energy you have. But time is fixed. Energy, you can manage, and then we see how. Why I say time is fixed? You say, Christian, you are in retirement in Thailand. Don't tell me that you have the same time I have. I work, well, we have both 24 hours. Then, it depends what time we wake up and what time we go to sleep. Every single day of the week. Every single day. And my recommendation is wake up early, go to sleep early. Early doesn't mean anything. I give you my number, because when we start thinking, when we start talking, we need numbers so that we don't have any opinion. I wake up at 3, I go to sleep at 8:30 in the evening. I know, this is aggressive. I know, not for everyone. I was listening the other day a video I shared with my students a couple of years ago. Kobe Bryant, one of my heroes of all times. And Kobe was saying, you see, you need to wake up at 4 or 3:30. And now I realize that when I heard that first time, I said, what? How can I do that? This guy is massive. This guy. I can wake up at 3. And I didn't remember, to be really honest, that the time was that at the beginning. Now I realize that it was totally right. More than I believed at the time. It's totally right, because when you wake up early, you create time. But most importantly, you give a message to yourself. So you say, hey, I'm present. I'm in control. I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm ready to do the work. And if you repeat this over and over again, over and over again, over and over again, what happens is that becomes an habit. And this is what you want to do. You want to create a system created based on habits that you have to build. So you need to focus on the systems, and you need to focus on the focus. So if you want to build focus, you need to focus on the systems. And the systems are habits. Should be clear by now. So the first habit that is very important is the time you go to sleep and the time you wake up, because they're associated. Again, the time is really, truth is the same for everyone, 24 hours. After that, we can define the time I wake up. Someone can say, what time you wake up? 7, okay. What time you wake up? 6, okay. 5, okay. 4. I'm waiting, someone who tells me I wake up at 2, or someone I wake up at 1. And then I told to him, I still listen to Kobe Bryant, even if, but then he said, I wake up at 3, so 3:30, 4:30, okay, I listen. But now I'm really looking for someone who wake up earlier than 3. And I'm sure there are so many. So when you understand this and you define the time you wake up, you need to immediately define the time you go to sleep, because it's crucially important. And your discipline goes, and I mark it in red, on the sleep time, meaning the time you go to sleep. Because if I want to wake up at 3, this means that I have a limit. My limit is 8:30. I can't stay, oh, but no, maybe tonight I can stay until 10. Well, how can I wake up at 3 tomorrow? Can't. No. If I go to sleep at 8:30, still, when the alarm rings, I'm tired. 6 hours. I would like to sleep another 2. But I don't, because I know that this is good. So I go to sleep, and then I sleep because I'm tired, because I repeat the process every day of the week. At 3, I wake up. And when I wake up, I don't go back to sleep, of course. I should make more videos on this, because I'm really focused on my sleep, and I have so many things to say. But for the sake of this presentation, we have so many things to share today. Let's move on. But on this, we have to agree. If you don't agree, well, I have to tell you, listen, let's be really honest. If you are unable to decide, to give you an instructions, like, I have to go to sleep this time, and I have to go to sleep this time, and I have to wake up this time, well, chances are that you are not able to do anything else. Because if you're not able to give you the instruction to wake up, how can you give yourself the instructions to do the work? This is my question, because sleeping is really under your control completely. You just need to decide the hours, the moments of the day, and all those elements that may affect these 8 hours, 7 hours, 6 hours sleep. I personally believe, according to the science, that the correct number of sleeping is between 6 hours and 8 hours. This is the range. Where 8 is, I want to say perfect, but it's a massive amount of hours of sleeping, and 6 is a limit, a minimum number. Where you make less than 6, well, you go into a danger zone. And I don't want to take any responsibility on this. And I'm testing myself now, the 6 hours. And I feel quite good. Now, maybe you hear my voice a little bit sick, but just because there is a flu, not because I wake up. This is the ego that, maybe you are sick, maybe better you wake up at 7. Well, sorry. I need evidence, not the flu. Because all my babies got the flu and they sleep 10 hours. So it's not the point. But again, I'm really serious on sleeping, and sleeping really affects your health. Therefore, it's very important that you manage your sleeping time. But if you believe, like me, that sleeping is very important, you should also agree, and I invite you to read books on this. I read so much when I was young about sleeping. The National Association study how the sleeping work and what's the best for sleeping. At the end of the day, you should agree with me that you should be very stable. Wake up time and sleeping time should always be the same time. And when you go to sleep, you need to be really tired. Really tired. Like me yesterday when it was 8:30. If it was for me, I could go to sleep at 5:30 or 4:30 in the afternoon. I was really tired. To do that, you need to wake up at 3. If you wake up at midday, of course, when it's 8 in the evening, you're not tired. You know, because if you do the math, you notice that there is a huge difference between waking up at 3 and waking up at midday. It's half a day, basically, difference. And that's why when this half a day is going to finish, meaning when you arrive in the evening, for me is 7:30, 8:30, I want to sleep. And you need to focus on this. You need to say, what I do in those hours in the evening if I don't sleep. You need to be honest with yourself. And if you believe that the best part of the day are those hours, like I used to believe when I was young, well, it means that the previous hours are not the best. And they are not in your control. And you need to think what happened in those hours. Maybe you are doing a job that you don't want to do. Maybe you don't earn enough money. Maybe you want to be in another place. Maybe you want to have more freedom. All this stuff. But the point is that if you want to have all these things, the question is, will staying awake those hours in the evening, doing stuff that I like, help me to reach my goals? Yes or no? Because the answer is no, and you know it. Therefore, you need to go to sleep, you need to wake up at 3, and you need to do subnetting. When you do subnetting and you create a habit, after you earn another amount of money, and after you start having much more possibilities in life. And when you have more possibilities, means you have more freedom. And you can choose, and you become more in control of your life. So, we should agree that the sleeping system is crucial. So you need to control it. If you don't control this, chances are that you are unable to control anything. So it becomes a mess. Everything becomes a mess. But let's say that, okay, let's move on. Let's say you control the sleep. I know, because I see my students, when someone tells me, hey, Christian, this is so great, now I wake up early, everyone starts seeing changes in my life. I hear so many saying this. I know this guy is already on the right path, will arrive at the end. It's not the technical the problem. When you control the sleep, you still have a problem with energy. Okay? With sleep, you control your time. Now you create time. But how about energy? Energy is much, much more complicated. Because the difference is that time is numbers. 24, you can mark it, and you can say, okay, 6 hours sleeping, and the remaining time, 8 hours working, 4 hours for the CCIE and so on. But the energy is not numbers. The energy is, again, habits. Sleeping, you need to create a habit, but it's numbers. Energy, you need to create habits without numbers. So you can use colors. I tell you, use the colors. How use the colors? You need to use the colors means that you need to face the truth. You need to look the truth into the eyes. If you have bad habits, generally these bad habits affect your sleep. Think about it. Think about it. If you stay awake too much in the evening, this is a bad habit, affect your sleep. And then you don't wake up in the morning, and then you don't do the work. Simple. If you drink in the evening, this will affect your sleep, then you don't wake up in the morning, and then you don't do the work. Simple. Even if you drink coffee late in the afternoon, instead of the morning, you drink one coffee, in the afternoon may affect your sleep, meaning you don't sleep in the evening, meaning you don't wake up in the morning, meaning you don't do the work. Simple. And if you want to understand this process, let's take a real small example like this, coffee. Because you need to understand the process, you need to understand the system. I drink a coffee, one coffee, every morning. I do that. But I'm aware that is not needed. I do that, but I'm aware it's not needed. Which means that if I don't drink that coffee for any reason, one day I break my habit, I'm feeling tired. And I know that if I stop drinking completely coffee for 30 days, I don't need coffee anymore. Because my brain starts producing those alerts without the coffee. Having said that, I don't care because Christian, okay, I don't drink any alcohol. I go to sleep, I wake up at 3, I have my reward. When I take my babies to school, I drink my coffee. It's my reward. I like it. It's a good coffee. But I know, I'm aware that this is unnecessary. I use it as a reward, but it's unnecessary. And I also know that I never been, I'm lucky, to the hospital, but I often went with other people, taking them to the hospital. And the doctor, when they visit them, they ask a few questions. They don't ask, are you making too many labs on CCIE? No. They ask, do you drink alcohol? First question. Or drugs, any other drugs. But generally they ask, do you drink alcohol? Yes. How much? This is the first question. And the second question is, do you smoke? How much? And the third question is, do you sleep enough? Do you drink coffee? Too many coffee? How much? Do you sleep enough? Because these three things, that are all three things, drugs, all drugs. Coffee is a little bit lighter, but still a drug, affect the sleep. And the doctors know that if there is a problem with the sleep, there is a problem, because he's a doctor. So, if we agree, we can move on. Energy can be created also with coffee. Because, for example, if I wake up at 3, at 7, I take my babies to go to school, at 8, I finish, 8:30, I get my coffee, that moment, I don't need, I repeat, I don't need, but that moment, I feel really energetic because this coffee gives me some extra boost, which is not natural, but is external, and I can perform my activities 100%. Thanks also to this. Because I created a habit. And then I feel very alert, and I'm not sleepy at all. And I can arrive, maybe I can get, after lunch, couple of energy drinks. Again, it's not healthy, but can help me. Energy drink. I try to find those without sugar and stuff, but they give me an extra boost, and they help me to perform my activities with much more focus. Having said that, I could say only drinking water without all these things. Water is the key. Water. I drink water all the time. My 99% of things, water, cold water is always there everywhere. You need to go to the toilet maybe 10 times per day, who cares? But water all the time. You need to get rid of all the bad habits, though. And I told you already, the bad habits. Alcohol. And distractions. So let's focus on these two. Because if you have drugs, these things, I can't stay on the specific. I say alcohol, I include all of those things. You know, generally when there is alcohol, there are also other things. Because you can't control, so other things arrive because you can't say no. Alcohol is really bad, and you don't want to have it in your life. Because you can't control your emotions with alcohol. And if we want to face the reasons why you have a problem doing the work, doing the lab, is an emotion. And the emotion is between the laziness and the stress. So think about it. Think about how crazy is this stuff. On one side, you feel lazy, and you say, oh no, I don't want to do this. On the other side, you feel stressed because you have a date in front of you. You see that you're not moving on. You want to do things, you can't. You feel blocked, stuck. And you want to do it, and you can't. And this generates stress. Obviously, both emotions are wrong. If you look, the problem is always within your ego. Your ego is a small piece of meat in your brain that believes that is in control of everything. In reality, is not controlling nothing. Only one thing can control, doing the work, doing the labs. That he has to do. Because it's his task. Listen to me, because I'm giving you the information. I shouldn't give this information for free. But in any case, if you don't have our program, you'll get stuck anyway, so I can give also this information for free. The problem is your ego, because the ego wants to keep you where you are, because it's comfortable, because your ego is lazy. Is lazy, doesn't want to do anything. However, is the only part of your brain that can do this work, because it's the only thing can do. Think about it. When you need to learn driving, you need to go into the car, you need to start making all those movements, and the cars are moving like this, like this, because your ego is in action. It's, oh, I don't remember which side is this, what is this gear, what is this, what I have to look, which mirror. This is the ego, lazy. But after, when the information moves from the ego to the subconscious mind through the habit of driving the car, you can have a coffee on one side and the mobile phone on the other one, not recommended, and driving and making 200 kilometers talking about politics with your friend, and you drive like 100 miles per hour, and you arrive at destination and you say, okay, you don't even know how you arrived there. Why? Because the subconscious mind was in charge. So if you understand this, the only thing you have to do is moving the information from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind. This is what you have to do. Simple like that. If you understand this concept, and I will explain you more inside the program, then there are other programs coming on this because everyone is requesting me, also about alcohol. You can solve all the problems with this. So the ego wants to go back to do nothing. So do you believe that this guy, this piece of meat in your brain, is so smart? And do you believe that use normal activities to prove you or to reach his goal, which is clear? Going back, do nothing. Well, the ego is the brain. The ego is the most intelligent part of your brain. But it's lazy. But it's intelligent. It's lazy. But it's intelligent. So uses tricks on you. And the major is emotions. Which emotion? This. It moves you from here, laziness, to here, stress. You see the madness of this? Laziness, I don't do nothing. I sleep today. That's the ego. And stress, oh, but it's too little. I have to make much more. That's the ego. It's always the ego. Why you have to make much more? Because the ego is telling you, make a lot. Because at the end, I want to go back doing nothing. This is the goal. So you have to say to your ego, hey, first of all, let's clarify one thing. I tell you what I do. First of all, there will never be the day where you are not going to do nothing. You can forget that. Not only that, but the more the time passes, the more you'll do. Second. And third, I reserve for you a cold shower every day. Again, not recommended depending on the places where you live. I do that several times per day because I really like it, to be really honest with you. Not because I like cold shower, but because I like to control my ego. Because every time I have my cold shower is a beautiful moment for me. It's a moment where I say, hey, you see who's in charge? So, quiet. You just have to do the labs. This is your task, not giving me this. You don't know anything about this. You just have to do the labs. Nothing else. That's the thing you can do because it's your only task. And the ego says, yeah, but because I'm the only one intelligent to do that. Yes, that's your task. That's your function. You have the intelligence, and even if you're lazy, you need to use that intelligence. And I'm giving you a huge amount of value for free today. Now, let's go to the solutions because it's what you want to hear. But the solution, you already know. And we go back here. If you want to hear the solutions here, you want to go back here and you want to, first of all, creating an environment where you can do the work. Because if you don't do this, you'll be smashed. If you wake up at 7 and at 8 you start your work, well, what you're going to do? You are just fooling yourself. So let's suppose instead, follow my plan. Now I have 3 programs because I created a program like my students. Like say, I want to be busy because to understand your emotions, I need to create the same level of complexity in my life. I created 3 programs here. First, blockchain is massive. It will take me 2 years to make this. No one is able to understand anything there. There are millions of programs there, like the stuff we are discussing here. Everyone is publishing every day. Nothing works. Everyone loses. And no one understands. And they keep publishing. And people keep screaming and celebrating nothing because there's nothing to celebrate. But I'm working on that. You'll see that in 2 years when I go out with this will be something massive. You just need to wait because first I need to create a system that works. When I create a system that works, I can show you and I can teach you. I can't teach you something that doesn't work because it doesn't make any sense. But I'm sure that at the end I will find a way. And I'm not far, by the way. I believe that in 6 months, 1 year, I should be able to start explaining you when you can go inside this program. The second program is Zero to Juniper. You know that this will be available starting from March. So we don't have too much time, and you'll go inside the program, 52 weeks, Juniper at CCIE level. The third thing, I'm doing the labs. So you see, I'm very busy, so I can understand. It's like having 2 works, limited amount of time, big family, 3 children. I'm busy. What I do, wake up 3 in the morning, and the first thing I want to do, because it's the one I'm sharing with you here, I want to do the labs at 3 in the morning. What's the way to trick my brain and convince my ego? And my ego is already really small, doesn't have too much power anymore. I mean, he's my friend now. But what I say to him, look, could you please make question number 1 on subnetting today? And this guy said, oh, to be really honest, subnetting. Oh, subnetting. But what is this, IPv4 or IPv6? And he said, well, subnetting, we start from IPv4. IPv4, to be really honest, the future is IPv6. Why we have to do IPv4? And to this number, no one will use it anymore. Maybe it's useless. Okay, you have to do the work. IPv4, 1 question. So read the question. The funny thing is that after, when you arrive at IPv6, my ego will say, IPv6, who invented this stuff with a comma, double column, these things? You need to have this madness silent, if you have. You need to control. You need just to wake up at 3 in the morning, don't drink in the evening, go to the work, and opening question number 1. And the task for today is only 1 question. And that's it. In 2 hours slot, 1 question. Now, I will do this with you later, at the end of this video, before sharing with you also the Sd-wan. But for now, focus on this. Now, emotions. You say, oh, but this is too little. Is the ego saying he wants to finish quickly because you want to go back to do nothing, therefore you don't do nothing? The answer is always the same. If you are stressed, don't do nothing. If you are lazy, don't do nothing. Whilst you have to go to sleep early, wake up early in the morning, face the truth. The truth is that you have to do the first question of subnetting. Just 1. And if the objection, again, is only 1 is too little, listen, what's the alternative? And if you think carefully, the alternative, doing nothing. Or becoming so stressed that you give up and you go back. You don't do anything. Because the problem is the ego. Now, this is the problem very clear. If you don't believe me, well, try. Because the solution I'm giving you now will change your life. So now, you try. Every day. For 1 month, 30 days. This is the necessary time to build a habit. To track everything. You need to do this. All the files I gave you, track it, put the colors, do that. Don't drink for 30 days. If you have a problem with drinking, go to a doctor, because this is a serious problem. I can't take responsibility because you can die if you have a problem with alcohol. You stop. Just to understand what are you doing when you drink even 1 beer. Because it's a small quantity of that product that if in large quantities can make you really sick. So, you don't drink, you are focused, you arrive there, you have 2 hours, you make only 1 question. Now, let's analyze this from the truth point of view, which is not the stress, it's not the laziness. We didn't do anything, let's suppose, for January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. 8 months, and we decided to not do anything. Just let's face the truth, 8 months completely red. Pam! We want to start working, and today is a Monday, is a very good day to start. And you start in this way. You do 1 hour or 2 hours, and you do only 1 question. All the rest of the time you can use it as you want. 1 question. If you do this, the question is, how much time will take me? And now I prove you how much time will take you. And this is one of my, really, the things that I hate more. Subnetting. I don't like it. Therefore, I want to become a master on subnetting. I don't want to think about subnetting. I don't like it. Therefore, I want to learn it. So the question is, question 1, find a usable host for each subnet in 192.168.10.0/28. So we know that /32 is 255, 255, 255, 255. That /31 is 254. That /30 is 252. /29 is 248. And /28 is 240. So the answer is 256 minus 240 equals 16. We know that we can't use the first and the last because these two are network and broadcast. We can't use it. Therefore, if we focus on the usable host, there are 14. Finished. Task for today. If you have any doubt about this, it's because you didn't do what I did this morning at 3. I went there and I opened my paper. I take out my paper for the subnetting and I mark question number 1. I said, I don't do question number 2. This is for tomorrow. And then what I did is I checked my answer and I said, okay, I want to see more about this, because I remember now until /28, but I have a question about what happened after /24. I don't remember /23, /22, up to /16. So I went to search for a cheat sheet. I found it, and now it's much more clear. I thought about it. And then I said, okay, but what about if tomorrow I get another question, and not anymore about each subnet, usable subnet? So maybe it would be nice to write down the question of tomorrow. First usable IP, third subnet or fifth subnet, 172.168.238.0/27. I don't do that today. I keep it for tomorrow. My job is done. How much takes this? Doesn't take 5 minutes. You can check in the video how much it takes. Doesn't take 5 minutes, but if you repeat this 30 days, this is math. It's not an opinion. What I'm giving you now is the truth. What I'm giving you now is the math. If you do it for 30 days, you get two things. The first is that you have 30 questions done, meaning 3 papers, CDP, subnetting, and another matter can be, I don't know if it's VLAN or is something else, done, VTP, we'll check later, done, 3 papers done already. In a month, after 30 days, you have 3 papers, 3 blocks done. So follow me. If you repeat this process for 2 months, you have 6 done. If you follow this for 3 months, you have 9, even 10 done with 1 question per day. 1, like this I did today, like this, 1 per day. Which means that if you think you started in January, today, you were almost done with 1 question per day. Now this, okay, but now the time is gone, right? Now the time is gone. Therefore, we start now doing like this. 1 question per day, 30 days. Yeah, because the second thing is that you build the habit. If you make all this, wake up early, do your 1 question for 30 days, you build the habit. And you do it, only 1. At the end, when you build this habit for 30 days, you'll realize, you can say to yourself, listen, I made it 30 days in a row, 1 question, I'm feeling really confident on this, because you know what happened to me this morning? I said, okay, I'm testing on myself, because before making a video, I want to test it on myself, even though, I mean, so many years that I'm doing this stuff, but I want to test it like this, like I'm presenting you today, extreme. Because at the beginning I was thinking 3 questions per day, but no, I said, no. The situation here is that we have to do 1 question to prove it. When you do this for 30 days, you can try to move to 2 questions per day. And listen to me, I'm serious. You know what it means? 2 questions per day. It means double work. It means that if I make this and this in 1 day, I'm making double speed. However, if I see that in the first week, for any reason, can be anything, you say, no, this is something external. I don't care, anything. Even a major thing that happened in your life. This is life. For any reason, 1 day you don't do anything, as soon as you go back to work, you go back with 1. This is your strategy. So you can try to increase the load, but slowly, week after week. In week 5, you start with 2 questions. If you see that for 7 days you do 2 questions, you respect your plan, you can try to start week 6 with 3 questions, and so on, until you see your speed. But you proceed in this way. So to recap, first 30 days, let's write it down. 30 days, 1 question. Fixed. I know you want to do more, but the reason is because you want to stop doing anything. You want to go back to do nothing. So you have to control that part. You need to build a habit, focus on the system. The system is wake up in the morning, don't drink, go to sleep early. This is the system. Wake up, show up, do 1 question, finished. This is a system. Focus on this, focus on the sleep, focus on the system, not on the CCIE. I know the date is there and the time is passing, but if you don't do nothing, we have to find a solution. So the second thing is, after the 30 days, you start week 5, you start 2 questions. Then week 6, 3 questions. And if you are able to tell me that you feel okay, you can continue increasing the number of questions. Because you'll see that your brain starts, the more you progress, to feel more comfortable with this, because it's a habit. You wake up 3 in the morning, 3 in the morning for me, but you can choose your time. You wake up early, you define your time, not early, your fixed time. You wake up and you do the work and you see how much work you can do. In the meantime, you see that you are covering everything. When you're doing, you're living in motion. You have action. You see it, you believe it. And here is the moment where you enter into the zone. Because after, you don't want to stay out doing other things. You will have other problems. I guarantee. You'll see other things happening in your life. But you fix this problem. Because your problem now is that you don't do the work. You have to face the truth. You fix the time for sleeping and for waking up. And then you go there, you show up, you do a little, you trick your brain, and you say, hey, can you be so kind to do this, please? You are in charge, so make it. Give orders, execute. If you understand this, little by little, you increase the load, you become unstoppable. And all those people you believe they are masters, well, you'll see that they just learned this lesson. Maybe unconsciously, maybe subconsciously, maybe consciously, but they learned this. So, when you have all this done, and now you understand what you have to do, now I can share with you the information for Sd-wan, EVE-NG, because I know that you're waiting for that. Oh my God, I want to see this video. Well, I will publish this for my students only, because otherwise I give all the 0 to CCIE to everyone. But I want to share the first video to everyone, to see, because you listen out there. You need a month to virtualize Sd-wan. It's too difficult, it's so complicated. Well, if you are a student, you don't need anything because we provide you everything, you know. You just need to practice, because you don't have to find any excuse to not do the work. However, if you're not our student, you want to see how to build the structure on EVE-NG, it's not so difficult like other people say. You just need the right information. And in 1 hour, I will show you Arpit is able to create an environment up and running and stable. So we have 3 videos in total for Sd-wan, because they are quite long, 1 hour each. Therefore, we break it down in 3 parts. And what we do here, if you want to access now, that they are still officially in beta version, they are still not part of the program, we have the deadline end of October for this, you can access the beta version, which is probably final, but you can access it now. How? Well, you find the link in the description below. The website is called 0tosdwan.com. You go there, and you follow the instructions, and you get basically the access to the video. The video will open automatically as soon as you give the email address And the reason I want the email address is mainly, if you are our student, you say, okay, but you already have my email address. Yes, but I want to know who you are. Because I want to know the reasons why you opened this video now. And the reason is because if you are here with this problem and you open this video now, chances are that you are a procrastinator. That you are using this video to procrastinate the need to complete the 48 labs. Still, I give you the option, but let me see who you are. And if you are not our student, it's because when you try our system, after, I will invite you for a second lesson, so a second meeting with me, and I will give you the second video for free. Sd-wan. And when you have Sd-wan available, I will tell you, hey, but why you don't join the Zero to CCIE and becoming a CCIE? Because this is the thing. All these things are blocking you. Really. It's not the technical. When you see the technical, you realize that you just need to understand how to stay focused, how to be consistent, and how to stop being a procrastinator. This is 99% of the work. When you understand this, afterwards, doing the work is not so difficult. Not so difficult at all, because it's really just the moment in which you show to yourself that you are able to take in action. And when you take a little bit of action, later you start believing in yourself, you do a little bit more of action, and then you take massive action like we do. And when you arrive there, you design your life. And you become unstoppable. You can do anything you want. So link in the description below, 0to sdwan.com. Again, if you are our student, don't worry about it, because I know that you will see it anyway. You say, oh no, but I don't do it because I don't want that they see my email. I mean, don't worry, use your email. I had a meeting with students recently, and I'm proud of them because they are really honest with themselves. And really, trust me, the best thing to do is being honest. Say, hey, I'm lazy. I don't do it. I'm blocked. I didn't do this because I'm lazy. I wake up late. I go to sleep late. Because then you have the problem. Here, the solutions are easy. Wake up at 3. Stop drinking alcohol. And just do less. Force your ego to do it. And create a system. Repeat the system. It works. Then if you are our student, I will also give you all the labs, little by little, because I'm making one by one, really, this speed. Is my third goal for the next month. I'm following this as a student. This is really a bonus, not needed. But I spoke to some students, they told me, hey, this is, would be a massive boost. And I agree now. Because I had a meeting with the students, and really, we were talking about this stuff. It's not technical. I don't have anyone who say, hey, Christian, I have a problem with MPLS. No. There's no one who has a problem with MPLS. They have a problem with the time they wake up. So you see, if we understand this, we understand that when you wake up, you can control the time of wake up. You need to control the work, because this is even more complicated. Because then you have emotions. When you can even wake up 30 days in a row, but still you have to do the work. And you need to fight the emotions. How? You need to find the truth. The truth is between the stress and the laziness. Go slowly, but never, ever, ever end a day without completing your task. 1. I tell you because now I arrived at the point, I tell you that I never stop for any reason, any task. And trust me, what I'm doing is jumping from 10 things to another 10 things, coming new things all the time. The internet is crazy these days. But I'm learning so much. And now I learned, the more I do these things, and the more I say, okay, I have to complete this. I will never stop this until I find the solution. And then I move to the next step. So it becomes amazing. You find a system, at the end, everything is working. When everything is working, the life becomes another thing. But you need to fix everything. You need to be patient. You need patience. That's why I'm saying, if you are stressed, it's because you try to do the 10 questions of subnetting the first day. Well, chances are the first day you're already angry with me because I told you to wake up early. See, but this guy makes me wake up early. I don't like it. But I'm telling you, do one question only. You are breaking the bad habit of sleeping until late. You are building the good habit about waking up early. At the same time, you are building a second good habit, that is, you associate the early wake up with the progress, because you make your one question. And over 30 days, you see the progress. You have the evidence in front of you. And I highly encourage you, write down your labs, like I do. Write it down. And in a book, in a notepad, or in a notebook. And track the progress. You'll be shocked. This is exactly what you have to do. Now, don't be scared, because I will check. I will check one by one the emails, because I'm sure that it's not something that people will ask. I won't have 1 million people ask me Sd-wan on EVE-NG, because it's not something that is really popular. People don't know what is EVE-NG. This is the truth. If you are here watching this video until this point, you have, first of all, the solutions to your problems. Second, you are already a person who deserves another level in his life, because you are talking about now Sd-wan on EVE-NG. Do you understand this? But if you understand this, come on, you need to understand that you have to wake up. And I can't tell you all the time, because all the students are the same. I know. This is the point. I say, oh, maybe I should wake up. Really? But everyone, maybe it's the time. Really? Yes. That's your time. It's you. It's your life. If you want to change it, you have to change something. You are an engineer, you know. When something doesn't work, what do? You change something, because you know that it doesn't work. It's like this, stays like this. So the first thing you want to do, you change your wake-up time, and you change your time you go to sleep. You don't change the total number of hours. You change the time you wake up, so that you wake up early in the morning, you do your stuff, and then you can do whatever you want. You'll see a massive improvement. When I say doing what you want, I'm not saying, oh, I'm so nice now, let's go to the pub. Yeah. If you do that, then the day after you don't wake up at 3. Guaranteed. And I'm sorry to reinforce this, but it's really what I believe. If you follow this advice, if you follow this structure I'm giving you, and you arrive there, and you focus on one question, and you give yourself 2 hours, so your brain says, okay, but I can even go to watch all the videos, and then doing the thing in an extensive way, and searching other information on the internet, reading material, then answering the question, but it's too easy. Really? This is exactly what you have to do. Break it down, one question. Give yourself time to think. You see that now you are thinking about VTP, you are thinking about CDP, Cisco Discovery Protocol, because we just finished last week. You are thinking these things. And now subnetting. And then when you put everything together, well, you did everything already just for building the habit. And when you build the habit, then you can make a massive progress per day. And you say, oh, how I arrived? By starting with one subnetting question at the beginning. At the beginning of a marathon, there is always one step. And then there is a marathon. And I'm proud of my students, because they are aware. truth is that even if you receive the best possible training, you know everything, you got all the information, when you start the action, when you start the labs, you move from passive to active. When you start active is another story. You need to do the work. You need to change something. And then you need to be disciplined and continuing until you get your CCIE. The good news is that when you finish the CCIE, you don't have to stop because you have to do 0 to Juniper. That's why we are working already on that. You'll never stop. You can communicate this and you fix the problem with your ego. Hey, do a lot because you go back to do nothing. No. Do a little, increase the load because you are only in charge. I give you the direction, what you have to do. So do your one question and shut up. There's nothing to rush. There's nothing to be lazy. You have to do the work. And then you have to come with us for 0 to Juniper in March. So guys, I told you everything. This is a massive value, by the way. This is a solution to not only CCIE, but to all problems in life. I can give much more information in details on how to arrive step by step to break all the habits and how to form new habits, but this I won't give you for free. Sorry, this is another story. It's not even part of the CCIE. But now, for the specific part, I believe that we agree on what I say. We have a clear task. 1 month, 1 question per day, fixed. Let's do it, and we see each other in 30 days. It is a communication also for the members of the group. In 30 days, to see if there is a progress or not in our situation. And now, I know that you'll do it. Go down, don't use a fake email like 666, this stuff. Just place your email, proudly access Arpit 1 hour. This is a good distraction. It's a very good distraction because it's not a distraction. You can even start the progress. And you can install EVE-NG, Sd-wan on EVE-NG. Now, if you still need to start this program I just told you to do, 1 hour per day on the labs, because this is very useful because you have already everything installed. When it's time, after the 48 labs, to do the Sd-wan that will be ready in October, you have everything set up. So it's very useful. So don't worry. Just go down, insert your email on the link 0to-sd-wan.com, get this 1 hour video with Arpit. It's a very good distraction, meaning at this point you know that your work, you have to do the work is this, but it's a very good distraction because you give to your brain, instead of a movie, a real movie of what will happen in your life. So you see what I will become when I do these 48 labs, what I'm going to do. And you're going to see the devices Arpit is creating in Sd-wan. You're going to see that it's not so difficult. In 1 hour, you're up and running. And then we give you even the certificates in video 2, if you are our students. And in video 3, we build a tunnel. It will be massive, only if you are our student. Because we make everything. We simplify everything. We give you everything ready. This is a solution. Still, you need to do the work. Trust me. You need to do the work. You need to do question 1. Usable host, each subnet, 192.168.10.0/28. You need to do it. Trust me. And after, when you make it, you feel so much better. I don't want to live in denial anymore. I want to do it. If you don't do it when you are at work or when you are at the exam, you are so stressed because you don't know things. You don't want to be in the situation. You want to know everything. That you laugh when they ask you questions. You prove that you know much more. And these people will become scared of you because when you ask the salary, well, they understand. They believe. Now they scare you. They ask you, oh, my God, I don't know this, I don't know this. No, that doesn't work like that. The thing is that you arrive there very relaxed. Okay, tell me about subnetting. Okay, tell me about IPv6. Okay, tell me about MPLS. Okay. We have an offer for you, really. I hope that is serious because otherwise I will never even consider your offer. And you see that people are quite, I don't want to say scared, but you are in a different situation. They see that when they approach you, the life is already different. They start saying, can you tell me the range? They don't even say the salary. They say, can you tell me the range you're asking? And you need to have a good answer there. Very good answer. Do you have it? Think about it. If you don't have it, or you just say like 10% more than what you earn now that is nothing, it's because you don't do this. One question. Because if you do this, you know everything, you arrive there, you don't ask 10% more than what you earn. You ask an insane amount of money. You don't care. I mean, either they pay me or I stay where I am because I earn already a lot of money. So you see, the life is different. But, to arrive there before thinking that you arrive there by watching the video of Sd-wan on EVE-NG, that would be amazing, and I highly recommend to watch it now, honestly, because it's massive work from Arpit. But before arriving there is wake up in the morning, do the labs, drink water, 1 coffee in the morning, go to sleep early, respect the plan, always without exception. Having said that, now I know, because anyway, you listen to me, before drinking your beer, go down, link in the description below, 0to sdwan.com. Proudly insert your email that I know already all those emails I will receive. I know one by one. There are people, they wait really because they already made everything. So I apologize because I know that I'm talking. But my goal is these people are already happy. They already earn an insane amount of money, much more than they need. And they are happy. The only problem they have with me is they come with me, say, hey, when is ready 0 to Juniper? I know, and we have to wait March. But my goal is helping those people. They made everything. They were so happy until few months ago. And now they feel, oh my God, I can't do the work. How can I wake up? How can I do this? I want to make it, but I feel blocked. This is my goal. I want to help because I know it is much, much better than you believe because I was there. And I have the solution, and I share the solution here today. So now, our agreement is this. Now you go down, just put your email, get this magnificent video made by Arpit about 0 to Sd-wan, which is the new program we have for the future together with 0 to Juniper. And I also allow you, even if you still didn't finish the 48 labs, to complete the first part of the installation process because we'll help you in the future. So just do it. But after, I highly recommend to think about carefully about what I say to you today. Design your action plan. You need to wake up earlier in the morning. You need to do the work. One question. Trust me. One question of the lab per day. One question. Don't do more. Just do one. Build the habit. 30 days, 30 questions. It's 3 topics. You build the habit. 2 habits. Waking up and doing the work. And you have the Sd-wan installed for EVE-NG. You see the progress. You still have 45 labs to do. You have everything installed, up and running. Everything is working perfectly. You can even respect your goal. So, was a very long video, I am aware, but this is really important because you need to understand that the reasons why people get stuck with the labs are not technical. The reasons they get stuck with the lab is because it's the moment from moving from the passive way to the active way. You need to do the work. To do the work, you need to wake up. Really. You need to wake up in the morning and you need to go there. Still not enough. You need to reduce the load. Still not enough. You need to create the system. You need to focus on the system you create. So you need to really monitor your sleep, your habits, your sleeping time, your wake up time, and what you do, the activities you do during the day. And I didn't mention too much distractions, but distractions are massive because if you wake up and instead of doing this, you just lose 2 hours to 3 hours on social media, well, that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is use the social media like to watch a video like you watch with me today. And in any case, you see few people listen to these things. Not too many. Majority of people, if you see billions of views, are like, I don't know, people laughing or doing something funny, or let's go on holiday, or let's go to drink, or let's do some binge drinking. Let's waste our life completely. Let's lose the complete control. And let's go to sleep at 3 in the morning. Okay, but the day after is not the best. I mean, maybe for these people who make their living with these things, because they get views and they get paid for getting destroyed, getting wasted. But that's not a very logic way to design your future. Listen, if you are on social media and your problem is distractions, think about it this way. You know that the future is here, where you are now, is on the internet, is on the technology. So I already explained this to you. You have 2 options: networking, programmability. At today, you know that everything is moving one direction towards the other direction. You can see on the video you are watching next to this, because you are going to 02sd1.com, you are downloading, link in the description below, the magic video Arpit made this time, and you are watching your free video. Technologies are becoming more and more related. So we have Sd-wan on one side, we have programmability on the other side. So network engineers are becoming also partially software engineers. They don't touch anymore only routers and switches, but they touch other kind of devices and they learn other kind of languages. So this means that probably in the future you need to be able to learn more also about programmability, and this is a message that I give also to myself. So you really need to be alert. You really need to be focused on your system you build, because when you build this system, after you can learn really everything, especially because you have us, that we simplify everything for you, as you can see, and we cancel any possible reason for you to be stuck. You don't have any excuse. You just need to focus on the system. Wake up, go there, one question. Do it. Write it down. You're done. Mark it green. How much green you can put in your life? In a month, you have already 1 month green. You still have 11 red, okay, but 1 month green is massive. Okay, but it's only one case. It's massive, because when you do it, you see results, you want to do the second. And in a year, you'll have a year green for the sleeping. When you have 1 year green for the sleeping, means that you have time. When you have time, means that you can do the work. When you can do the work, you start building the habit of doing the work. And all these happen simultaneously. It's all interconnected. You'll see new good habits coming, even if I don't recommend. You'll build yours, like I build mine. And here, what you'll see is that now scares you somehow. Oh, no, I cannot. Becomes your fun, your game. You'll become addicted to these things. Someone will say to you, hey, how about beer and pizza tonight? Oh, really, tonight? No, I feel a little bit of headache. No headache. You feel that you want to learn a little bit more BGP because you have fun, because you are almost done and maybe in a couple of hours you can finish a configuration. And you don't want to stop there because someone invites you for a pizza. Again, this is another problem, and I can help you if you are our student on this later, because it's a problem also this, but it's not your problem now. It's another problem you don't want to have, trust me. But you don't want to face this now because you don't have it now. Now, you call maybe, the other say, hey, we go out because here, anyway, I don't do this number one subnetting. So we need to work on one problem at a time. Now we need to fix this problem, trust me. When you fix this problem, you build a habit, you'll see that this becomes fun, you understand everything, you don't want to stop. So, was an incredibly long video today. Now, again, 0to-sd-wan.com, email address, get your free video, enjoy, install it on your EVE-NG that you have already installed because you got the instructions from us. And if you said you don't have EVE-NG, you don't know how to do, just schedule a call with me, come into the program, you'll see that you get massive results here because you learn also these things. And these things are even more important because when you learn these things, you can cancel all the bad habits. And with us, the technology is the last of the problem because we have the best technical trainer, CCIE level, Arpit Pandit, and you'll be shocked about the technical quality you receive and the amount of information, the details you'll receive. So I have so many other things to say, but I really talk too much today. 0to-sd-wan.com, don't forget, do the work also here, just your email address, get your video, do the work, install it, and you are ready to go later when you finish the 48 labs. Bang, SD-WAN, and then bang, CCIE, and then bang, 0 to Juniper. Thanks.